Hi guys, so today I'm going to be telling you 13 of the best mystery / crime novels. So if you don't watch my book club series, you will not know that I love reading and my favorite genre is like mystery, crime, thriller. So I thought it'd be a great idea to tell you guys some of my favorite mystery crime books. So I'm going to give you like a quick summary and tell you guys why I like each one. There will be no spoilers in this video. If you want more book recommendations, I also have a series called Book Club where every 10 books I read, I tell you which books I read and my review and if I like them and stuff. So I will have a playlist to all of those videos linked down below if you want to watch it. If you have read any of these, let me know and let me know if you like them and what you thought. If you have any suggestions for me, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear. So the first book is by my favorite author and it's Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. So this book is about a woman whose daughter goes missing and the police can't really figure out anything and it becomes a cold case for 10 years. This book is told by the perspective of a couple of different people. They're told within different timelines, but they eventually meet up. Something I love about Lisa Jewell is she gives you clues and ways that you can kind of link things up and start to put things together on your own, which is really fun for me. Anyway, then more information comes forward 10 years later about the death of her daughter. There's a huge plot twist at the end and tons of things that I did not see coming. If you love like mystery and crime and kind of like twisted mystery crime, then this is the book for you. The next book is called The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Ruth Ware is one of my favorite thriller authors. So basically there's this woman that comes across this posting for a nanny job at this big mansion in the middle of nowhere. The salary for it is £50,000 a year, which is a lot for a nanny. So she applies, she goes to the interview, it's at this smart house. She gets the job, she starts the job, and a lot of weird things start happening. She starts to wonder if someone's playing a trick on her, or if the place is haunted, or if she just can't trust any of the people. It's told in a really neat perspective. The book starts off with the nanny writing a letter saying that there was a murder that happened, one of the kids died, and she did not do it. So she is writing this letter to the lawyer explaining the whole entire story, and that's what the book is. It was amazing. I did not expect the ending at all. It was one of the best books I've read in a long time. The next book is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is the same author that wrote Gone Girl. So it's basically about this reporter who just got out of the psych ward, and basically she has to go back to her hometown to cover a story because 2 girls went missing, but she really is not happy about it because she has not had a good past in that town and with her family. She tries to kind of like solve the murder and figure out what happened, and in doing so she also unravels things from her past. And once again, this book had a huge plot twist at the end. The next book is called Stolen by Daniel Palmer. So this one is quite an interesting read. Like, it's like a psychological thriller and it's about this guy. He has like a online gaming business and his wife needs to get medical treatment that their insurance doesn't cover. So he decides to steal someone's identity and get the insurance that way. But then the person whose identity he stole found out that they stole it and started to play a little game with them and said that they wouldn't turn them in if they played their game. And basically he starts to get them to commit like real crimes against other people, and it just keeps going farther and farther and farther. So the next book is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. So basically there's this girl on a train, as you might have guessed, and every day she goes down the same line and she always watches this one house and she thinks that they have like the perfect life, and she gets to know them, or so she thinks, and she makes up little names for them and stuff, and she's always watching this couple. And then one day when she goes by, she sees something is completely off, so she tries to like tell the police, but everyone's like, how would you know, like, do you even know these people? And nobody's really like believing her what she saw, and she starts to kind of make herself look really suspicious, and then she just kind of gets wrapped up in a whole bunch of messes. And the next book is called In a Dark Wood, also by Ruth Ware. So basically there's this girl who had this friend in school, and one day she just left, never came back, and nobody ever saw her. 10 years later, this lady randomly gets an invitation to like her like bridal shower or whatever because she's getting married, and so she thinks it's weird, but she decides to go, and very soon she finds out that's not what she thinks. The next book is called I See You by Claire McIntosh. So there's this girl and she was on the train looking through the newspaper and she saw an ad for a website called findtheone.com, and it had a picture of her. She kept paying attention to which girl it was going to be in the paper every day because it was a new face every day, and she started to notice that one girl whose face showed up in the ad got her keys stolen from the train, and then another girl who had her picture in the ad was murdered. So this girl that saw her face is getting really worried, and she tells the police. It's also told from a cop's perspective, and so you can kind of see of what they're trying to do to like find the person and stop it from happening. And then you can also see the girl who's going through it and her stress and anxiety. The next book is I Found You by Lisa Jewell. So basically there's this woman who lives on the ocean. One day she notices a man standing outside for days in the rain, and finally she goes out and talks to him, and it turns out he has no idea his name or where he came from or anything. So she gives him like shelter. At the same time, it's also through a couple of different perspectives. At the beginning you have no idea how these perspectives are even related to each other. It's really fun watching all the perspectives like come together. The next book is called The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. It's about this journalist who's been given this super exciting job. There's a new like luxury cruise line, and she gets to be on like the first sailing, so she can write a big article about it and like an advertisement for it. And then one night when she is outside on her balcony, she witnesses someone being thrown overboard, and she gets all panicked and tells the staff of the cruise, and it turns out that everyone on the boat is still accounted for, and there's no way that she could have seen what she saw. It's one of those like frustrating books because this girl thought that she saw something and nobody's believing her, but she's like so certain that she saw it. Which leads me to the next book that's called The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. In this book there's a woman who has agoraphobia, so she is afraid of going outside. She had a very bad accident in her past, and so she just doesn't feel safe leaving her house, so she doesn't. So what she does is she lives in this big house, and she's always looking out the windows just observing everyone in their life and what they're doing. One day she witnesses what she thinks is someone being murdered in the house next door, but again, nobody believes her. Everyone in the house is saying no, nothing happened. The police aren't believing her because she is known to have anxiety and be on medications and make things up. As the story progresses though, things did not go how I thought, and there was massive plot twists at the end. The next book is The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. Basically there's this big house and there were two bodies found in it. One of them lived in the house, and one of them the police didn't know who they were, but they did know that it was possible that that person also lived in the house. It was like a really weird living situation where there were like a bunch of families living in the same house. When the police found the bodies, they knew that there were kids that lived in the house, but the kids were nowhere to be found. So this book also takes place over a couple of different perspectives, and it takes place like way in the past and then like 20 years in the future. And again, you kind of read along and work together and connect how all the perspectives line up and who everyone is. And I just love Lisa Jewell so much. And then of course Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I'm not really gonna give you the plot to this one because I'm sure you know, but if you haven't read it, it is a really good book to read even if you've watched the movie. And the last book is Our House by Louise Cadlish. So in this book, this woman gets home from like a weekend getaway and sees that people are moving into her house and it was not for sale. She like rushes in, all of her stuff is gone, and this new couple is moving in. It comes apparent very quick that her husband is involved. It takes a lot of twists and turns, and you see that there's bribing and blackmail. Anyway, it's a super intriguing read. I could not put it down because it just gets right into things and just keeps going till the very end. So those are 13 of the best crime/mystery novels that I would recommend. If you're not already subscribed to me, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!